Welcome back. Before the pandemic, sports marketing has seen an unstoppable trend to go digital. The global pandemic not only intensified and accelerated this trend, but also presented a different set of challenges and opportunities to sport events online marketing. Our speakers will represent the views of international federations and commercial agencies, and will explain what has been done and can be done in the future to create new opportunities. To our next panel, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Mrs. JIAO Li, Vice President of SportBusiness.
Thank you. Thanks everyone. Good afternoon. Firstly, I want to use this opportunity to thank the Chinese Taipei Skating Union to give me this opportunity to invite me here to share what I've been done in the past few years in terms of media, content creation, and media rights. So today, the session of me, I would like to use the next 20 to 30 minutes to share how to promote or the ideas to promote ice skating via digital media. If you allow me to go through agenda, it will be in around 5 sessions of my sharing. First will be a self-introduction of my background and some sharing of my examples of projects I have done before. And digital media in sports, especially today's digital media, what's the trend? And in terms of content and the channel, what would be the most efficient way for the sports federation to engage fans to promote their sport? And I would like to use one case study and then to lead to my conclusion. So as the host introduced, my name is Li Jiao. I'm currently based in Singapore. And my background was from an agency which was formerly called Lagardère Sports, and now it's called Sport5. So I had more than X years of sport marketing experience in world-leading agencies, started from Switzerland and then got relocated to our headquarters of APAC, which was Singapore in 2018. And most of my time I was spending in manage the media rights and production in APAC market. And now, since 2021, I am serving in the global leading or top intelligence and data company, which is SportBusiness. We used to be a data report news company, and since this year, the company is transiting into or adding on the new department for consulting. So many of my time was spending on the consultant for the federations to how to engage fans and in terms of media strategy and also how to more efficiently sell media rights, especially in APAC market. As I just mentioned, I had quite a profound network with the sport federation families. Starting from Lausanne, and then my network was expanded there, and with most of the federations, that helps a lot with my current job, and also helps me a lot to understand the federation's initiative and the vision to promoting the sport, and also to using media to reaching more audience. I would say myself as a media expert for this market. And most of my time I was spending for mainland China media sales and gradually expanded to Hong Kong, Macau, Taiwan. And then now I'm in charge of the whole APAC market in terms of consulting for SportBusiness. So in my time with the agency, which was Sport5, I was managing the media rights of AFC sales and also Formula One and Roland Garros. So that was the quite highlight time of my media sales experience. And besides that, I'm also in charge of our media production for Sport5 agency. So until today, Sport5, or formerly Lagardère, was still the only foreign agency who take the whole foreign crew into Chinese mainland and also produce the signal and make it distributed globally. And the sports are mainly outdoor sports like cycling, triathlon, marathon. And in terms of winter sports, we produced the whole season of KHL, Continental Ice Hockey League in Beijing and Shanghai. the signal was distributed globally and especially strong in Russia and also some other Eastern Europe countries. So sharing this, what I would like to actually highlight is from the year I started my job, 2015 until today, I had a very, very strong feeling that content creation has really been transmitting or changing a lot. Back to 2015, most of my job was targeting the TV channels. For example, in China, in mainland China, was a CCTV, and in Taiwan, I was dealing a lot with Videoland and Alta. And back to that time, and the TV rights or live long format content was the key thing, which everyone was talking about. But actually in 2015, I was also trying to promote the idea of social media or creating social media dedicated content to help the event or to help the event organizers or even federations to engage more fans. But that was not an easy pitch. But until today, my direct feeling is, so all the federations, the event organizers, I don't even need to pitch anymore, but the focus has been already transmitted a lot into digital streaming, near live content, multi-screen, Generation Z, millennial involvement, etc., etc. So what I wanted to also using my 7 years experience, I think that was very lucky of me that my career also been going through with the whole digital transmission or digital transition period of this time. So somehow I feel I'm really lucky to going through this with all the clients and federations. So today I would like to mainly share about my thoughts about the digital media. So when we talk about this digital media, I think there's some characters that always been there, which I'm going to borrow the theory from the Martin Lister, which was the book he published a few years ago. So digital media always been known as it's an analog, it's a very rapid, it's a multi-way of communication, it's very data-driven and data strong stuff. And in terms of interaction, it's a multi-way process. It can be from any people, anywhere, and linked through the cyber. And it's a multi-way in other than just normally like face-to-face. It's more two-way or single-way process. And most of the time, people are talking through digital media is a textual. So words, some stickers is very strongly or oftenly used in terms of the communication. And also, the very interesting thing that I found from this book is in terms of a digital media, it's not a face-to-face. And a lot of the time, actually, people behind the screen is trying to build a better me profile. So somehow I find, this is interesting findings I got, which I also think that's very true, that building a profile of a better me and living in a virtual life somehow is quite different of a face-to-face communication where you have a direct feeling of the people's real personality or character. But the good thing or advantage of this as a network is fantastic. So that's digital media characters. I think leading this, that helps us to take this into sport. And how are we going to cope with those characters of the digital media? And how are we going to use those natures of digital media to help us, especially the federations, to boost our sport and to help us to have a better commercialization of our products? So it's a very good, interesting funding from 2016 to 2019 during this digital transition. And the biggest difference we can find here actually is from 2016, there were only 15% of people who was watching or through digital media watching and follow sports events. However, just back to 2019, and that has been increased almost 47% that people are using digital media to follow sports events. And this data is not the latest or up-to-date data. Actually, I believe during the pandemic or from this special period of time, this number should go even higher. because there are more and more people using this to get used to what is happening there. Now, it was a not easy year for us because the live content was very much restricted or banned due to the pandemic. But it doesn't matter for those people who are going to the digital media to search for sports-related content, for example, news or following on what's going on with the update or any events. So another interesting one is if we focus on the second or third, is there are also a big increase of people who are promote or support charitable cases or funding funny or entertainment content through digital media. Actually, in terms of entertaining content, there's something like it brings you, makes your different lifestyles, or there are different things makes you happy or laughing, and that's most of the people's initiative that they go on digital media these days. But again, I want to highlight it, which was the first one, that sports has been becoming the first initiative for people to go on digital media. This is something we cannot ignore as a person or as an organization working in sports industry, that's using the digital media's power to help us to achieve our objectives is definitely something we have to consider. And if not too late, then since today. So key findings for me from this is this helps to explain why motivations like funding entertaining content, watching sports or reading news, funding products has been increased in the past few years. And watching or following sports event as a main motivation for going on social media has been witnessed a dramatic increase for 47% from 2016 to 2019. And this trend is already and is continue growing up. And also brands, sponsors are spending more and more budget on digital media. And so which means there is no stakeholders within the sports industry can today say that they don't care about digital media or they don't care about fans through the digital world. So in terms of the content and the channel, what is going to lead into my today's main topic or main concept is first, please allow me to explain that it is for sports content. As a person who is selling media rights and live content, live is the key for sport. This has been never changed. And it was live, which was the king before, and it is still the live, which is the king today. And I believe moving forward, live content is still be the very dominant and the important one in the future. That's the whole character or the charming thing, character of sports. No one is going to view the review or if you already know if in the World Cup who wins the champion. So live content is still the king. But today, what I want to, and I saw the agenda of the forum in the next few days. I think there are some experts who is going to share that digital media of live content, which is OTT. So I leave those to these experts to share this. And for me, which I'm going to spend more time on today, it's related to some off life or near life, or which people are calling today as short form video content. So before I'm going to propose or going to mention any of the content and the channels, which I think are very efficient these days, I think it's better we start from the pain point or the needs of the federations or the organizers today. So what are the organizers looking for? What do they need through the digital media today? What are they trying to achieve? What is the vision of the federations organizers going to use digital media? I think the main reasons I'm listing here is engage fans of sports, building communities and interactions between the federation and the fans, between the athletes and the fans, between the brands involved in this sport and the fans. So within this ecosystem, the digital media or this channel should have provide the place for different stakeholders that to build this community and interactive with each other and direct and efficiently. and sport increase sport population. This is especially, I think, for those national federations of sport who is urgent or whose first job or priority is to increase the number of the sport population or the people who are doing or practice such kind of sport in their nations. And commercialized sports, if everything goes well, and then commercialization always be the thing that helps to support the sport to develop in the future, and also to develop a sustainable development model, which helps this will to function better. So based on those needs and the pain point of a federation, what am I going to suggest or mainly talk about today is TikTok. So TikTok is something very, very popular, I think. They had a boost or booming time after the year of 2016. If you easily just to Google what is the download rate of Android and Apple Store in the past 2 or 3 years in terms of social media applications, and the TikTok is always ranked top number 3. And even during the pandemic just started last year, and the TikTok is almost occupied the number 1 on the social media download rankings for 2 or 3 months. So what is a TikTok, and what is the characters or the nature of TikTok? So TikTok is company facing global short form video content social media application. It is available in 155 countries, and it is available in 75 different languages. And it's a short form video with music. That probably makes TikTok more addictive or more fancy because of the content plus the music. And some of the musical songs helps a lot to engage people and make the people keep on watching it. And there are 689 million active users globally. Those data back to 2020. And again, I think with the latest statistics and somehow, thanks for the pandemic, this number we should expect there is the big growth for this number as well. And people using this and averagely spend 52 minutes per day, which which means one of 24th of their time per day is used for TikTok. That's actually pretty big, or the occupation of the people spending their time on the digital content. And to say 62% of the users are the millennium, or from the year 10 to 29, so which means after 1990s. And those numbers are super appealing to those brands and especially brands who wants to target the young audience. And in terms of the videos, so it was a starting of a maximum 15 seconds and then on to 60 seconds. From this year's March, and the TikTok's video is up to 3 minutes. So everyone can share the up to 3 minutes video. So it's, again, so up to 3 minutes video is still considered as a short form video. However, if you're creating the content, you have to really consider the behavior of the consumers, which are the young millennials. Are they able to watch videos up to 3 minutes, or is your content really appealing enough to keep them to watch your content for 3 minutes? Otherwise, what will be the most suitable length of content? That will be, you probably would only find the answers during your practice. And in terms of the ratio, it's the 9 to 16, and it's a very UGC, so user-generated content dominant. But you can see there are more and more professional-generated content accounts showing up in TikTok. Especially, a lot of football clubs started to have their official account on TikTok to engage fans or communicate with their fans directly. And this targeting global market in terms of content is very much a lifestyle, entertainment, and the sports as one of their top 3 leading content. And the one thing I want to really mention here is there is the potential of TikTok to acquire live rights in the near future. And back to TikTok's mother company, which was a ByteDance, and one of their application, same as a TikTok, but a Chinese version, is called Douyin. And the Douyin was already started to showing live content, especially live sport content, since March of this year. And they already have acquired the live content of Euro 2020 and Copa America. And it was verified or proved already a very successful model. So I think sooner or later for TikTok globally, it will go to the live rights for sports sooner or later as well. In terms of what content to post for sport accounts, I'm spending a lot of time doing the research and also providing advice and consultation for some of the federations. So there are three main type of content which are for sports and also are considered very popular. One is a lifestyle. In terms of lifestyle, is the athletes training, behind the scene nutrition, product review. So I think this somehow linked. I want to recall or the endorse what Olaya just said, and she was saying that the digital media should provide the opportunity for all the fans to access the athletes or the behind the scenes stuff. And the TikTok, it is the place that they provide direct access for such kind of content and build a communication channel directly between the audience and the athletes. And the sports and the competition stuff, which like you can use up to 3 minutes to introduce tricks and your sports knowledge and to help the public to understand what the tricks of this sport is, for example, spinning and triple, such kind of thing. And it would help them to understand more of the sport and somehow even engage them or to practice in the real life. And also during the competition season, there are a lot of content were posted in terms of event highlight and the interviews or news for keep everyone updated of the sport, what's the sport or competitions going on. And lastly, it's a lot of interactive content, which some of them influencers or athletes would like to post some challenges, and the fans will start the challenge and doing it together, and it's pretty well kind of like can go viral. It really depends on the challenge, and also hashtag works very well. So as something like I'm going to share as a case study here. So I don't really like to call it case study. I probably is more like some research of a hashtag related to ice skating, and can bring us some ideas or some thoughts to how are we going to practice in our daily management operation for Chinese Taipei Skating Union. So if you tap like ice skating on TikTok, there are some very exciting numbers that you can see here. That for the whole hashtag of figure skating, there are more than 3 billion hashtag viewership. And there is no ranking of a hashtag for different sports yet, but I did some comparison with the other sports we consider like a strong or main leading sport. The 3 billion is definitely not a small number, and actually is performed very well. And actually, which means ice skating, such kind of content is super popular for fans who are using TikTok. And if you compare these two, just within skating, one is ice skating, one is speed skating, so the performance is quite different. So that's why I'm using ice skating here as an example. And there are more than 10 million viewership for single videos. So the top 3 videos you can see on the left, and one is a little girl, another one is quite interactive as an interesting guy doing some drunken stuff, and another one is the American's professional skater. So those videos have more than 10 million viewership, which is really, really a good performance. And in terms of content, as I just mentioned, it's a mix of lifestyle, sport, and interactive content. And professional skaters and inspired skaters, skating enthusiasts, everyone is creating their own content and to help this ice skating community to become more appealing. And in terms of content for ice skating, spinning is really, really popular and welcomed, apparently. If you just scroll down a little bit of the content on TikTok, you can see most of the content related to spinning. So due to the time, I think I would like to sharing this one with you, which is the professional skater from US. And this is how she is doing off her season and performing in shopping mall skating ice skating ring. So in terms of the engagement rate, which is the commenting and interactions, that was a very great example. So some ideas, if we're taking from all of this for Chinese Taipei Skating Union, I think if we don't have a TikTok account today, and there is no harm to start it to engage this channel, and since in the near future, and detect talents and create content and around the talents is very, very important. I believe that there are some special talents who have very different characters, and then using those characters to make them as a star on the digital media, or use them as a star to be as an influencer for this sport is very, very necessary. And the lifestyle content of competition seasons, and during the competition seasons, posting a lot of event highlights, news, and behind the thing that would help to keep this account running very valid through the whole year long. And selecting the relevant and the popular songs, it's also a very important thing on TikTok. The music or the song can help to boost a lot of the emotion apart from the video itself. And lastly, co-produce or co-share some content with influencers, brands, and organizers is very important. So come to the conclusion today. Again, content is the king. It's never changed. No matter it's a live, it's a near live, or it's a social media, or it's a short form video clips, content is always the king. Select the right channel, produce the relevant content on this channel is the way to make this channel or the content more effective and efficient. Official account on TikTok to promote ice skating and engage Generation Z is looks like it's a very efficient way, and I recommend CTICU to consider this as the social media communication tool to reach their fans and the audience. And lastly, attract interest online and increase ice skating population offline. That will be the long-term running or the vision or the objective for the federation. So I hope what I shared has some benefit for the audience and also for the association. And if any questions, I'm happy to discuss further. And I pass this to the host.
Okay, thank you, JIAO.